So next to this alpha training, next to this tantric teachings I was going through, but also I did a teaching which lasted for more than 8 years. We would gather 4 to 5 times in a year for long weekends. There we were taught a new theory and some practical exercises, and that focus on the human feelings. And to express it very simply, it means I contract if something is not right for me to be in. And it can be very individual because we all are unique beings. What is good for you can be bad for me. And my body responds to that. And when something is very good for me, I expand physically. I feels like feeling a love, feel like being in love, feeling the butterflies. That means I need to follow that path. And it can be somewhere in the meantime, in the immediate time. It cannot always be expansion, it cannot always be contraction, somewhere in the middle. But that is the guidance of the physical body by feeling. And that entitles me to be very quiet, very peaceful within myself, because I trust whatever I feel. Even if someone lives across the other side of the world, when I feel or think of that person, I have chosen for the option to connect with that person. Hey, I thought of you today. Is there anything happening with you which you would like to share with me? So, in other words, it trains to trust whatever comes to your body. And you know, to be practical, I did a private session with someone who lives in the Middle East, and we discussed her private matters through Zoom, not with camera, but only with sound. And I said, by the way, I sensed your stepson. Is there anything happening with him? Because his name came to my mind, and then the whole story unfolded that a friend of him went to the hospital seriously injured, and her stepson would travel that same day or the day after to this person to visit him in the hospital. So, in other words, I validate for myself whatever I observe within myself and trust it. So I mentioned only the name of her stepson, and then the whole story came to me. So that is very much related to our spiritual body, because we are all interconnected. We all have wires coming out of our head, which makes the connection with other beings, with situations. And I'll give you an example, another example. I was cleaning my fridge this week. Unexpected, I was not planning it, it just happened. Someone cancelled their appointment with me that afternoon, so I started cleaning that fridge. And what came to me, all kind of memories related to fridges in relation to my mom. And I'm so honored that I'm aware of that the memories are there. Not all of them they were very good, but I still remember it. That is the quality of who we are. Just through a fridge, thinking back of your mom, of some events which we went through together. So feeling quality is an excellent quality we can develop by expansion and by contracting. That is a guide for yourself to say, okay, I go this path or I don't go that path. I would never do anything which doesn't feel right. I might say maybe next time, but not for now. So that is what I love to follow in my life. living the feelings of my physical body. That is a great, great support to me in my daily life. I can go on forever and ever. Um, I did also a training which is called intuition development. I had the flyers of that course on my desk for 2 years and I would not touch it. I touched it, but I didn't throw it away. So after 2 years having those papers on my desk, I decided that I wanted to go to that course. And we started to train our brain to see visions. And it was based on a booklet which was written by Linda Keane. And during the training, we were working also with the ones who were on the same course as I was. And I did a reading of her second chakra, which is our sexual chakra and the chakra of creational energy. And I saw there a role for a rowboat when we, let's say, need to rescue ourselves from a ship which is sinking. We get into those rescue boats and we have those um, aids to move ourselves. And I saw only a broken one of a paddle which was used in those rescue boats. Didn't have any meaning for me at all. So I said to her, I don't know what I'm seeing, but this is the image I got on your second chakra level. And to my amazement, she said to me, oh, this is what I dream of every night. And I was listening, and then the story came out that she saw it like a nightmare, being in a rescue boat, and the guys in the boat used those tools to smash them on the head so they would not come into the boat. If they would allow them, the whole boat would sink because there were too many of them in it. It isn't, of course, an awful thing to dream, but obvious she needed to clear that. She was dreaming it for a long time, she told me. So thank God I had that experience because it made it very realistic for me. It was not vague. It really exists that I can see the energies with someone which might be able to help them in further development. So, so our brain does have this quality um, to see things in relation to persons, to see things in relation to Akashic records, which are, uh, let's say, a library we all have for us personally, but we also have this in our hearts, which holds the records of the entire universe. So that is another enormous source to be with. So you can ask any question to your heart to find the answers for yourself, but also the universe. So what steps do we need to make in order to rescue the planet for the rising temperature, for the rising ocean levels, and the CO2 pollution we all have in this moment? Um, so what is the remedy for it? And I know the answer. If we breathe from our energetic field, which is called Merkaba, and we feel that solutions for environmental problems, that will solve it. Let me give you an example. We were traveling through the desert in Egypt, and I considered it as being far too dry. There was not one single tree standing there. In the far distance, I could see one. So I asked the group if they were willing to activate their Merkaba fields and sense and feel that humidity of rain. We did it, I think we were with about 20 people there. Next day, some people joined the group and said, sorry we are late. So why are you late? Because they had a flood in the desert. Just imagine that creational quality we have within ourselves. Bringing the solutions within our energies and breathing with it. That is a great gift God gave us. Be well, and I hope to talk to you again.